Hello, everyone. It's has been a while since the last time we started AMA. I just want to make sure if everybody can hear me. So today is April 19th. This is the first AMA we had since last year. So first of all, let's go to all the process. So we have highlights today is as follows. We have product progress. We will talk about our meetup events in China. Now our recent achievements, our new members, and our future plans. At the end, as usual, we have a Q&A. You can ask questions. You can type any questions in the chatting room. I will answer that as usual. Okay. So as you see, this time I'm in the new office room. So officially, I moved from the development box to the business development box. So basically, we are focused on developing business now. So one general idea is about for people who haven't entered our meeting room before, I will discuss what does Nebula AI do. So here in 2019, Nebula AI is focused on 3 new domains. One is the one we have discussed before, is artificial intelligence. We already have the new darker image, the container technology to support the TensorFlow, PyTorch, Scenario, and Keras. With over 800 tasks tested, it performed to be solid and stable. So the new blockchain smart contract was deployed on the Aurum platform. From now, you'll be able to check lots of information. We'll show the UI after. You'll see what kind of new information you can see. We can check from smart contracts. And also the new storage plan was added to the platform, which was called the Cygnus project. We'll talk about the detail of Cygnus later. As the current technology we have, so we have the AI resource virtualization, which is enable you to virtualize your AI equivalent to different Docker container. The smart contract we deploy make you be able to get your payments immediately after you finish the AI tasks. The P2P data transmission APFS technology is also started implementation progress. I guess it will be finished before the end of the September. On the right side, you can see the system technology architecture. The storage, when a user start asking for resources, it will be divided into 2 parts, the storage request and the task request. The storage request will send to the new system, which we call the Cygnus, and the task will be distributed to the contract manager, which will distribute those tasks on the blockchain. At the end, with the online matcher, you'll be able to match the tasks with those storage requests to individual workers, which will tell you which worker will take the task and how those resources are located on different devices. The workflow is pretty simple. While you first create a task, you make a payment, and the calculation will be done on different worker. At the end, the result will send back to the. So for the services we offered now, we have AI workers. This is the first technology we developed since last year. Enable you upload the tasks to different workers, which we are doing the testing and AI training for you. The ledger actually is a very important feature, and we enriched it a lot, which can support you with the place order, deposit funds, refund, and settlement tool. Those ledgers currently was managed. There was 2 major regions, one in China, one in US, and those ledgers will support you the different functionality across the data centers. We continue to enhancement our ledger devices. Science is perform more and more important role in the data center. It will on a smart contract currently, each ledger will get about 10% of the profit for the transactions or task performed on it. The payment gateway is another interesting feature. It enables you to pay your contracts by either Nebula AI tokens or credit cards. With the credit cards, we already received several funds from the different system. And the Orange Cloud notebook will be another interesting features which we're currently busy working on it. It will be revealed at the end of the May. You'll be able to remote log in to the one instance of Orion and perform the AI training tasks directly with UI interaction instead of just upload your script. This is actually this one is instance of the Jupyter Hub, which will integrate our system provided by third parties. The signal storage is signal storage for now is currently still centralized service. It has a very good interface to interact with Amazon AWS S3 services and Windows services with such as Azure. Also, the support is the Google Cloud storage. One important feature will be performed that after using the signal storage, you'll be able to synchronize your data from 3 different platforms in one. And this feature will be opened around July, mid-July. And one interesting is sales and the profit forecasting of the year. We're happy to announce that with the first half of the year, we already have a very good progress in the sales. So we estimated the first year revenue will be over $700,000, and we can foresee there will be a large incremental in the following 5 years. At the end, we will point at take the 20% of the AI cloud computing industry. So for now, we just focus on the first one. The 3.5 million market actually is the market of the Canada. And we would like to take 20% of the market. But the reality is that after the trip to China, these numbers will be changed a little bit. So in the following slides, I will talk about the changes. For now, there are 3 major business we are bringing the income for Nebula AI. The first part is the AI cloud blockchain, basically is the Orange Cloud platform. The second income source will be the data centers. So there was another interesting business. We found that there's lots of data centers require different kind of AI cloud technology support. It's more like a private AI cloud technologies. So with this new increment point, we're very interested to add those features to our current system. The third one is the AI services. As everybody knows that Montreal is a major place of the AI center. So there are lots of countries, lots of regions. They need AI service. However, they don't have enough people to manage those models and provide the good patterns for them to use. So as our head office in Montreal, we are willing to offer those services to global. So this is the new service page. Is we call a ledger page. So this is a ledger page is for the data center and the communities. On the ledger page, you'll be able to see how many rewards was assigned to the different workers. You can see how many tasks completed on this ledger, and you can check online workers and online tasks. So with all the tasks performed, you can see the contracts with the reward and the status is paid or not paid. And also on the contract space, you'll be able to read all the details to see the contracts if it is still waiting for the worker or waiting for the progress. Another one is AI worker. So with AI worker, you'll be able to directly search the worker info through the addresses. It will show you how many contracts you have performed, what is estimated time, what is the status, what is the finish time, and also how much you actually reward. So you can see that sometimes you paid about 100 tokens, but at the end you only earn 38. The reason is that your tasks finish earlier than expected, so you get less reward. So from customer point of view, that they save like quite a lot of money, and that's one strength when we're competing with other platforms. Since other platforms, they mostly only support hours, but we doing calculation based on seconds. Then we come to the part about the trip to China and the different meta meetings. From the trip I performed last 2 weeks, we visited 4 regions in China: the Beijing, Xiamen, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong. So this is the meeting slides, pictures we got. We performed the 3 meetups. We're working with Artrade together. Actually, Artrade is our partners with IPFS Solutions. So we have lots of people interested in our project, and lots of people join our communities. The communities become stronger and stronger, and large transactions was happening after we perform these meetings. People getting more interested, especially with the demo we performed. They see that this is a product actually started working. It's not something still on white paper. So if we reviewed our white paper, we'll find that 80% of functionalities are already implemented. Still about 20% is not implemented. It's more about IPFS part, and that is the only part we left. So this is those partners who actually went to our event and go together. So we're very happy to working with them together and get lots of help from them. So hereby, well, thanks for all of them, provide the office location, the event support, and lots of activities, and the news report. This is what we get after the trip. So we went to the Hong Kong, and we signed a contract with a local company about the AI education in Hong Kong. And we cannot reveal the details at the moment, but I will say that it's a very big opportunity, and we are very likely to have an office in Hong Kong if the contract goes well. We visit our old friend Manor Hub. The Manor Hub is that they working with us. We started delivering the ledger software to them, and they give us some feedback about the improvement. We are very happy to working with them, and at the end of the month, we'll be back to China again to visit them again to get more details and get more resources from them. And one good news that we get the feedback from them that with our current progress, we already surpassed at least 80% of the project in this AI domain. When we were in Shenzhen, there was a company who have a very large demand about the Python and the model improvement contracts about the local electricity industry. So we exchange the information and the deals, and also we start receiving the sample data, start our training progress already. Another interesting thing that is we're working. We meet the btcsoom.com, a new exchange, a small exchange actually, but very interesting. We'll see that something interesting will happen with them. And we also have new members join our company. So we have recently 2 new members join us. One is a business development assistant who will be major in charge of the business development. Plus help person is the business contract, committee management, and most of the document published. So from now on, all the document we publish to the community or to the website will be officially reviewed. It won't be like before, lack of the review process. We have another senior software developer in cloud join us recently, about 1 month ago. And so far so good. I was very happy that he replaced some of my role actually in the coding and the architecture. We have 3 master students from Concordia University who was led by Professor Yan Liu, will join us since the April 29th. And they will be in charge of the DevOps, one in front-end implementation, and another one help doing the status collector of the different worker instance. Yeah, this is a very important part about the future plans. I would like to open source a batch of the AI models in April. We have only 10 days remaining, so some AI models will be open source, and those models will be able to training on the our network. So there will be detailed documentation tell you how it works and how can you upload the script to the ARIN platform. And it will also open source the AI Work 1.0 Python client. So then you'll be able to try the different scenario of how the 1.0 was working. By the way, the currently we are in on production is 2.0.1, but the 2.1 we still don't have a schedule of when to release the source code. Since 2.0.1 is a Golang version, quite different from the Python version, so it was much more stable and much more interesting. But the concept and the design behind it is quite similar to the 1.0. So for people who is interested to build their own Python client, you can start with the 1.0 to see what it can do. We also released Nebula AI converter in April, which is converting ordinary AI script to ARIN script, which means that you don't need necessarily to read the very long details about how can you write a ARIN script. And instead of that, you just need 2 commands to convert it from the AI script to ARIN script, which will save you lots of time, and it will greatly decrease the barrier of the implementation. So signals development in June will be one major task we want to perform. Another thing that people need to be aware of that the token swap will be ends on May 15, 29th. So if people ask what's happening after that, so as we discussed before, you still have your tokens. You don't need to worry to lose them, but you maybe need to pay a little bit of fee. And how much is that? That's something we haven't decided yet, but I can guarantee that it will be less than 5% transaction fee. And another important thing is like according to the white paper, every 2 months, some tokens will be released. So it's a time we need to release some token to the core team. The current amount of release is about 160 million tokens will be released to the individuals who has been working with us and support us in the past year. And this part of the tokens will major go through the LTC channel, not the exchange channel. And we are at the end of the May, we are going to have a new office probably open in California. So we'll move the major business in sales and marketing to California, but at the same time, we'll remain the office in Montreal, still perform as a head office with more developers stayed in Montreal. And people maybe ask what's happening to the Xiamen office. One good news is that in Xiamen, we are going to increase it as well to support the local market in China. So one big difference with what happened from this year and to last year is that Xiamen as a very important location in China will start expanding. And it will support the regions in Beijing, Hong Kong, and Shenzhen. Okay, now it's about the frequent asked question part. People ask that, do we have a plan for mobile wallet? So, as I said before in the community, mobile wallet is not the highest priority for the moment. Because if you want using ARIN platform, if you want to recharge your account, you can directly send the tokens to the Aurum. Aurum is basically a place you can use your tokens for the cloud computing. But just aware that if you send your token to Aurum, you're not be able to transfer it out. You have to use it. You have to use it in the platform, because this is what we call the utility token. It's not something like you can easily transfer around. So for the mobile wallet, that is not the highest priority. But if everything goes well, we'll try to develop a new one start at the end of June, and I guess Android version will be the first one. Then will be iOS. Since like iOS approval process usually is much longer, much previous. So Android will be the first one to be supported. So are we going to list on big exchanges? There's also some question people frequently ask almost every 5 to 10 days. So the short answer is yes. We are applying, and after the open source of most of the interesting parts, as AI training, as those nodes and this AI worker script, it will be a proof of that the games work, and that will be good for the exchanges to monitor our service. So for the exchanges, we are major focus on the overseas exchanges instead of China mainland exchanges, just because of the applying fees and other compliance reason. So for now, like I'm very positive about the applying process. Our community manager Hao is working with us, and our new business development assistant, we are working together. So I guess we can see some changes happens within 3 to 4 months. Yeah. Yes, this is basically the information I have. So, okay. Thanks everyone. So let's say next time, maybe after 3 months. See you later.